Hello, hi. My arm just doesn't have range of motion, but there's also stuff behind me. So, hello, hi. My name is Jess, and welcome to yesterday's Coffee Grounds, where I typically talk about things that I have going on in my life, seeds that I plant today that will blossom down the road. Maybe they won't. Maybe we need to pull them out because they're not good seeds, or they're not what we thought they would be. Maybe they're just bitter fruit. I'm going to talk a lot about bitterness this morning because it is morning, by the way, for me. That's why you get raspy voice, Jess. Welcome. I have definitely been bitter in my life these past couple of days, maybe weeks, months. Ouch. I've been very unkind. I have been very bitter, very resentful, holding grudges to people who I love most of my life, and I've just been very angry. And I've been directing it at myself and how we talk and treat ourselves. Typically, it happens to other people, or how we treat other people or talk to other people is a reflection of the self. And I'm going through that right now. I'm going through a lot of anger in my life, a lot of I want more for myself, I want more for my son, I want more for my family, but I don't know how to get there, and I just got to start. But my last video was talking about being afraid of failing, and I don't know how to get there. And I guess just being in this loopy zone of knowing that I'm dissatisfied with my mundane jobs, which I love being a cashier. I don't think I would ever not be a cashier in my life because I love people so much. And connecting, being a part of a community, seeing regulars, like most regulars are pretty good. And for a cashier job, unless I've had one really bad regular where he would stay at the till for sometimes 5 minutes because he would bag it. He wanted to bag everything himself. He wanted to organize all his lottery tickets in his front pocket the same every single time. Sometimes it would just take him a little bit longer than others, and he was a grump. I don't want to be like that when I'm older. I want to live in a life of joy. I want to live in a life of freedom and happiness, and feel that from my core, and believe it, not have to work at being kind. Right now, I definitely do have to work at being kind and being happy because I'm not in that state. And it's really tough for me. It is really tough for me right now because I feel like I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not getting there fast enough, or I'm not making any progress. And that's part of the reason why I'm making these video logs, is to be able to hopefully see my process, my journey. Because I've written in journals since 2017. It's 2023 now, so for 6 years. And I did a little bit before, but not really full-on entries. And I would write things down, and then I would do a complete 180 and be doing the extreme of what I was not doing, if that makes sense. So like, let's say I was drinking, like, this is a weird example, it's just because I'm drinking coffee right now. Let's say I was drinking, and this is also a true story. Let's say I was drinking like lattes with 2 pumps cinnamon dolce and 1 pump vanilla and 1 pump hazelnut with the whipped cream, little like crystallized crunchies on top of the whipped cream because I love like that sugary crunch. And it's got to be at 175 degrees on the dot, nothing less, nothing more. Made with coconut milk, no foam, whipped cream, yeah, all that jazz. Grande in a venti cup for extra whipped cream, right? And now I'm drinking black coffee. So just going from one complete extreme to another. I don't know if black coffee is an extreme, but you know what I mean. So I guess I just want to document like what I'm going through. So a couple months ago, or maybe it was only a month ago, 2 months ago, I don't know. One of my first videos on this channel, I made a video saying that I want to go through adversities. I wanted to struggle. Ooh, did you like that slurp? And I felt like I wasn't going through that. We had just moved, we were in the middle of moving, packing things up, going through a move, and now I'm just like, there's still stuff everywhere. I'm overwhelmed by stuff, and I just want to honestly throw it all out. I just want to get a big bin and throw it all out. I'm not going to do that. That's just an extreme, but You know what I mean? When you see stuff over and over again, it's like, oh, it'd just be easier to get rid of it, right? So yesterday, I had a whole series of events kind of happen. Not to me, for me, it happened for me. But like kind of what happened in the morning led into the afternoon, and Levon was being a little bit fussy, and we've had like some sleeping issues and frustrations with him. I had something on the stove, and I went to go support him with something, and I came back to the stove and I grabbed the metal spoon that was on the cast iron pan, and I burned my thumb like real good. You can't tell, but it's all cracked and everything, and he was in so much pain. And I just looked at Levon because I was like, Levon, I'm burnt. I touched the stove, I'm burnt, because he doesn't understand. I touched the spoon on the stove. I don't want him to think spoons are dangerous, but I want him to know that the stove is hot and I burned myself. So I'm standing with my thumb under cold water and just like really emotional about it and really upset. So then I go outside with him with a bucket of, I have my thumb in cold water, told Rob that I burned my hand, and then I have my books out there, and then my mom's dog, she lives upstairs, her dog came and just like out of nowhere just peed on my study books, and I'm like, what the actual fuck? I was pissed. Rob helped me, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like that sucked. That was awful. And then Levon was in our shop, which he's not allowed in the shop right now because there's just too much going on. And then so I was trying to get him out, and I was going down the ramp, and the ramp broke because it's old and waterlogged, and the ramp broke. I fell through it. It kind of tipped up, and I projected forward, and it was just like, it's like, Rob, I need to go have a bath. And I just cried in the bath for like half an hour, tried doing things around the house, and then I laid in bed and cried. I cried and I cried and I cried. That's why I probably look mildly disheveled today. But I guess I was upset when these things were happening to me, for me. But I really realized like how I treat other people and how I talk to other people in a very unkind manner, and that got me really upset. And I spent a lot of time crying over that, not just because I was in pain, because I am a wimp when it comes to pain, but I had a moment of, I don't treat people very nice, and I don't like that about myself, and I need to change that. Sure, in public to strangers and stuff like that, I'm not see you next Tuesday kind of deal, but the people who I love most of my life, because I am frustrated, I was really upset. So one of the things that I thought to do was, after burning my thumb, it's like, you know what, like this is my dominant hand, this is my right hand, like I'm just gonna do everything for the rest of the day with my left hand. So I covered up my right hand, and I was doing the laundry left-handed. I folded all the rags left-handed, which I wasn't gonna fold like big clothes or anything like that, like t-shirts and stuff. I folded all that. I did some dishes left-handed. I don't want to talk about safety about this, because there's been times in history where people would have only had one arm and they would have had to split firewood, but I was splitting firewood just like they were thick pieces, you know. I wouldn't obviously be trying to like do a full swing with just my one hand for safety concerns, but I was trying to make kindling and have control with my left hand. I made a soup, cauliflower potato soup, left-handed. Tried getting my son dressed left-handed, texting left-handed, starting the car left-handed, and I think just going back to my video on struggles and adversities is just rewiring my brain, allowing my brain to problem solve. And when I first started, I was still bawling my eyes out. I was folding the rags, just bawling my eyes out, so upset. And like, I need to let it out. Just let out your tears. It's okay. And, I cleaned the fish tank. I did the fish tank left-handed, just with one hand too. Proud moment. But I think, it gave me an opportunity to slow down and come back to the basics. of a breathe. Think about what you're doing. Think about it, right? You only have one hand here. How are you going to do this the most efficiently? Carrying like a bin out to the car to go to storage. So I'm trying to lift this bin up and using my hip, and what's the best way to carry this, the most efficient way to carry this, because there's one-armed people everywhere, right? Not everywhere, but you know what I mean. There's people who have a limb missing or multiple limbs missing, right? So it's something where the brain is constantly trying to adapt and overcome. And I think I needed that challenge yesterday because, I don't know, I need to start challenging myself and calming the ego, just calming the ego a little bit and allowing myself to fail. Let those experiences humble me, give myself grace because I don't, and that hopefully will allow me to give other people grace. I will learn that behavior because right now there's none. There's just frustration, anger, high expectations, high standards that I can't reach, but I expect everybody else to, and I expect myself to, and it's not working out for me. So we're going to work on that. And yeah, the title of this video is going to be a little bit weird, and you're not going to be expecting this this little TED talk, but yeah, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Not to tell you what to do, but I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much.